Welcome to the presentation that is the quick presentation Re9 and nutrition. So I'm going to kind of show you how to set up the house so when your guests arrive you're ready and you're not using a lot of time. In your notes that you should have put together in a binder like such with your tabs will be the presentation in the order that you'll be doing it. So we're going to be starting on page number 1. It tells you about the presentation. Number 2 tells you what you're going to need. Number 3 is going into what your opportunity packs and your hostess packets look like. And so things you're going to take with you. You're going to need the anti-aging line with Genius pads cut into quarters. You're going to need the Calm line, and you're going to need the Fit Kit, the Healthy Living 30-Day Fit Kit. So in that, the products that we're actually going to let people sample will be the fizz sticks and the protein shakes. I'm going to run through kind of what you're going to need on top of that. Make sure you take paper towels so that your hostess is not having to do laundry, or in case they don't have a hand towel, you'll have something to wipe their hands with. You're going to set your Awaken sea salt scrub, and I keep mine in a Tupperware that seals so that the oil, it doesn't tip over and you don't end up with oil all over everything. And your presentation will talk to you about that as well. You're going to need the shaker cups for the fizz sticks, and you'll have need to have made the protein bars, or I would say use another shaker cup for the shakes. So you may end up needing 3 to 4 shaker cups depending on the flavors that they would like to sample that night. I would have those already made up, put in the fridge. Depending on the amount of people that you're having at this presentation, I would mix 1 scoop of chocolate in about between 6 to 8 ounces of water in the orange shaker cup and have that chilled, like mix it and have it already in the refrigerator. And then depending on 1 of each probably. And then the fizz sticks, I would do 1 of them and ask the hostess maybe what flavor they would prefer. Same thing, have that mixed and in the refrigerator already chilled. You'll also need little paper cups that are like the little bathroom paper cups, and have a small stack of them sitting up behind your products so that they're hidden, and then you can hand out samplers when you get to that point of your presentation. In the bathroom, you're going to take your sea salt scrub, your roll of paper towel, your pens in a bag, if you have a little pen or pencil bag, that's awesome, and then client care cards. So we're going to go into the bathroom. You'll have that all set up and waiting. And like it says on page 4, as the guests arrive, you're going to be the person answering the door. Help your hostess out. Answer the door, say hello, introduce yourself, start talking to people, bring them into the bathroom. Use the size of maybe half of a dime of the sea salt scrub. Have them get their hands wet. Use a tiny little bit of sea salt scrub. They will scrub their hands. When they're finished, rinse it off, give them a piece of paper towel, and then hand them a pen and a client card and let them go into the kitchen and get refreshers or whatever and have them fill out that client care card. I will repeat, do not have anywhere visible, do not have any catalogs handy or out. You want to use your catalogs sparingly because you want them to pay attention to you and hear what you're telling them about Arbonne and what makes them different. Have them, I keep them in my party tote bag. So all of my products I put in a tote bag, and you can use whatever color you choose. My catalogs are in here. My Awaken sea salt scrub goes in there. My roll of paper towel. And then my products go in a plastic shoebox. I have 1 for favorite products, and I have 1 for the skincare. And then they stack very nicely on top of each other, and they just tuck inside your tote bag there. So we're going to act like everybody has already come in. They're sitting down. They're ready to start the presentation. They've all filled out their client cards. So they're holding their client card and their pen. And if they ask why, you can tell them you're going to use it throughout. So I would start by having your sea salt scrub back from the bathroom so they can see what you're talking about, and then tell them, and you can wrap one in a bow. I have one in my tote bag that I take that has a little bow on it that I can hand to the hostess. So you give it to them and say, thank you again, Susie, for hosting. I am so excited to share this opportunity and our products with your friends, and thank you for inviting me into your home and trusting me enough to let me do so. When you have 3 orders on top of all the amazing hostess gifts that you get and rewards, when you have 3 orders that total $150 together, I will gift you this for free. And then you just set that out so that they can see it. So I'm going to run over really quickly what to expect today. So I'm going to talk about how Arbonne is an integrated anti-aging company. It's where they help with anti-aging inside and out. And what we eat is just as important as the ingredients we're putting on our body. I will tell you my story and how I got introduced to Arbonne. I will share some facts about our company and our products. And if people have questions, feel free to insert them. And then at the end of the presentation, I will show everybody and help everybody individually answer questions and help people with their budgets, because everybody has different health and skincare needs and different budgets that we want to stay in. And there is something for everybody. I'm also going to show you how to get killer deals on our products. So make sure that we stick around for that, and how they break down to cheaper than buying a product at Target or Walmart. So our presentation, for you watching, our presentation is designed that if you know nothing and you haven't been shown how to do a presentation yet, you can watch this video, but you could then read through the presentation. So it's very, very simple. Okay, so my job as a consultant is not to convince you, it's simply to share the information, and I challenge you to listen with an open heart and an open mind, because somebody that you know could be like more than 90% of America who's living in quiet desperation. And my goal and vision is to build a global networking business that's changing the health, wealth, and well-being of the world, one family at a time. So I got to meet everybody at the sink, but I'm going to have some fun. I want you all to dream a little bit. I want you to visualize yourself 5 years from now. You are able to do what you want, have what you want, and be who you want. Time and money are no longer an issue. Let's go around the room. I'm going to have you introduce yourself again, and then tell me or describe to me the dream lifestyle, what it would look like for you. I'm going to start with my hostess, Susie. So then as everybody goes around the room, they will all be filling in their stories, and it gives you a chance to remember their name and use their name again. So then when it comes back to you, and you can just tell them you're going to integrate yours throughout, you can just say, wow, that sounds amazing. Now, if you keep doing what you're doing and nothing changes, how long do you think it will take you to reach that lifestyle or to create that lifestyle? Some people, like your note on 6 says, some people will answer never, forever, and some people will say, I'll probably be dead. Okay, so I want you all to be honest with me. Knowing that, how does it make you feel? Some people might start crying. So let me ask you this. If you really want the lifestyle that you just described, and what you're doing is not going to get you there, then you're either going to have to give up on your dreams or make a change. Wouldn't you agree? So if given the option, what would you choose? Giving up on your dreams or finding a way to make them happen? Most people will answer finding a way to make them happen. Well, today I'm going to show you a business vehicle that can be that change for you. A business that you can work part-time around your existing schedule that could help you achieve those dreams faster than the plan that you're currently on. If I was able to do that, how excited would you be? Most people will answer, awesome, let's go. Great, let me show you this amazing vehicle called Arbonne. I am Grace Wright. I live in Bozeman, Montana, and I started my Arbonne journey almost 11 years ago. I was introduced to the products. I had horrible acne, and you're going to be using on page 7 create the little bit about you compelling eye story. So I grew up on a farm, There are 10 children in my family. I was homeschooled, and I'm somewhere in the middle of all the kids. I always had acne. I always thought that no matter what I used, I would still be breaking out. And I just kind of assumed that it was because of dirt, grease, and sweat of being outside and working. So I was really excited when I moved out that my skin would clear up. And I have literally used anything you can think of, shy of birth control and antibiotics. And they will prescribe birth control because it has antibiotics in it. However, that's not very safe for people to be on over a long period of time. It eats apart your gut. So I chose to not do that. The lady I was babysitting for as my second job started using Arbonne products and started selling them, and I didn't realize she was selling them. So I was kind of complaining about my mascara and my eye makeup making me break out and get red, swollen eyes. So she sent me home with some of hers and was really excited to share it with me, kind of told me a little bit about it. I literally slept in it for 3 days. So I would put it on and wash around my eyes, whatever, put it on again, and then go to bed. In the morning, I would wash around my eyes, put more on, and go to work because I wanted to see if it made me break out or made me get red and itchy. I wanted it to do it really fast because I hate paying for things that do not work. And I come back, I'm excited, I tell her that I want to order it. I've never paid this much for makeup. And she kind of smiles and she's like, she starts to whisper and she goes, well, do you mind if I tell you about our incredible acne products? And I was like, absolutely. It's all over my face. It's all over my back. What do you have? So she started going into what I'm going to share with you today, and it made total sense. So fast forward, we're figuring out my order. I'm for sure buying some shampoo and face wash and some mascara and an eyeshadow. And she smiles and she looks at me and she goes, would you ever consider working this as a business? To which I literally scoffed in her face and was like, I drive tractors. I refuse to sell lipstick. And she kind of smiled and she goes, well, our company car is a white Mercedes, and as a regional vice president, Arbonne will pay you every month to make your car payment. You get to choose whichever one you want. It has to be white and it has to be a Mercedes. I was very rude. I smiled and I was like, I hate cars. I want to pick up. And she goes, we have trips you can earn. To which I replied, to where? Who do you know that's been on them? Are they real? And I was very skeptical because I feel like we're in a society that people are constantly promising something and they're constantly selling you something, and what they promise and what they're selling do not work. So I was very, very standoffish. Partly, like, I guess what made me hesitate about looking at this business was that I was afraid to speak in front of people. My biggest fear was rejection, and I was homeschooled. So people have an idea of what someone homeschooled should look like and how that they need to go to college and they need like all this other education and I didn't want ever to do that. That was not my goal or dream ever. What made me start thinking about the business was as we were talking, she made the comment, she told me to just picture a number. She was like, if you got to make whatever you wanted a month, think of a number that would be a lot. So I came up with this number and I never told her. And she grins and she goes, we have people making that in Arbonne every month. And I just kind of was like, well, because my number was a 6-figure number. And she goes, on top of that, nobody tells you when you can or cannot have a raise. If you want a raise, you give it to yourself. That made me start thinking, because the job I was currently working was at Ace Hardware, where I was a cashier. I was put on probation because I had people, other members, whatever, co-employees, complaining about me not doing my job, of which I was also doing theirs. And the company didn't want to move me to a different department. So I'm called in the office. Come to find out, they also put me on probation because my hours could get lowered and they wouldn't have to pay me any benefits. So I'm just sitting there shaking my head like, I'm a hard worker. I work on a farm, or I grew up on a farm. I know what it's like to work hard. What are you talking about? So as he's going through this, like this was all happening, so I was praying for a job, but this consultant did not know that. And it made me think about it, but I still said no. Because her saying if you wanted a raise, you don't have to ask anybody. You train more people, you duplicate this and keep duplicating it, you help other people. And in Arbonne, you don't make money unless you're helping people. And I didn't know what to do with that because that's the first time I've ever heard that. So I was just kind of like, I kind of stood back. So my turning point was literally hating my job. Fast forward, I mean, I fought this for 7 years. I always knew there was something that I needed to do this. I was scared to death to do it because I was afraid of failing. So fast forward 7 years, I started cosmetology school. I quit my job and I was going to work Arbonne. And while I was in cosmetology school, in a lot of ways I was dropped right back into what I remember hating about women working together and realizing I was not ever going to work in a salon unless I owned it, because that's not an environment that I enjoy. So I went from having all these people that were helping me and excited to help me grow to pretty much catfights again. And while I was in school, a trip to the Bahamas came out, and I promised myself I was going on that trip. So I would come home in tears almost every day, and by about month 3, I came home, got in bed, it was about 6 p.m. at night. I looked up on my ceiling where I had made a dream board or a vision board with pictures of this trip, and I just kind of had this talk with myself. I was like, Grace, go earn that trip. If you don't earn that trip, those girls are winning. So I started earning the trip, and I earned the trip in about not quite 3.5 months for 2 people to the Atlantis Resort in the Bahamas, and I'll tell you about that further. So fast forward, I graduate, or let me back up. I was halfway through school when we went on that trip, and one of the ladies' stories made me just stop and think about what I was doing, and her story has stuck with me since then, and it's Kate Martin's in Canada, and she was walking stage at one of our conferences for every single recognition that Arbonne ever gave. And the last thing they handed her, she just started crying, and it was an award for helping the most people promote. And she started crying, and so the president at the time, Rita Davenport, asked her to tell her story. So she said that she started her Arbonne business a year ago. She was working 3 jobs, 20 hours a day. She never saw her children or her husband. They never answered the phone because it was bill collectors and their house was being repossessed. And she got invited to an Arbonne presentation. Of course, she told them she couldn't go. And the day of the presentation, there was a blizzard. So everybody else canceled, and she was able to go. She got to the presentation, and the hostess told her that she tried to cancel it, but the consultant already left, so she was on her way. They did the presentation, and Kate said this was the only thing that she could see that she could weave into the nooks and crannies of her day and while driving a tractor, which that kind of caught my attention. So she also worked at a bakery and fertilizer plant, maybe I want to say. But through that, she started working Arbonne, and within a year, she had earned the vacation for her family. Arbonne was paying for her brand new Mercedes. She owned her home, and she's sitting here getting gift after gift after gift, and the last thing she opened was a 6-carat diamond bracelet. And she just started crying. And she's like, do you know that a year ago, I didn't know how I was going to feed my babies? And you want me to wear this? I'm half tempted to sell it. Thanks to Arbonne, I don't have to. And everybody started laughing. And I will never forget that, because her story made me stop and realize that by me not working this business was being selfish for all the people that I could help and that I could touch. So I guess where I'm going is I want to touch as many people as I can. And people need another option, and they want time freedom. So I pretty much tried to get over my fears so that I could help other people, and it's been extremely rewarding. So I knew that within about 2 months, within 5 months, I needed to be making about $2,000 a month once I graduated school, or I needed to work in a salon. So I literally worked my butt off and built a team extremely quickly, made it to area manager at that point where I was making that much money, and I will be the next person in Montana on our team to become a regional vice president. So that's extremely exciting. So I'm going to tell you really quickly kind of about Arbonne, and then we're going to try some products and everybody can be on their way. So at Arbonne, they are committed to a green philosophy, meaning that they want and are constantly looking for products that are, and leaving that, okay, they're constantly looking for ways to minimize their impact on the earth and better products. So we're leaving the earth better than we found it. 90% of the skincare packaging is recyclable, and we used recycled soy-based inks to print our catalogs and 80% of our materials. Did you know that health and wellness is a billion-dollar industry? So out of everything you could pick, why would you choose Arbonne? We are a Swiss-formulated company, meaning that we use the European Cosmetic Directive as our guideline. And what that means is because we're regulated by Switzerland or Europe's guidelines, there are immediately 1,200 chemicals that we cannot put in any product. And out of that 1,200, the US bans 10. So maybe 11. So our skin is our largest organ, and the products that we use when they have petroleum-based ingredients, because they're occlusive, meaning that they seal you, they just sit on the top of your skin. So it seals all the toxins in, and it keeps you from getting all the vitamins. So the vitamins it keeps out. So what you put on your body is just as important as what you put in it. The average consumer has over 200 synthetic chemicals stored in your body at any given time, and we absorb over 60% of what we touch or what touches us within 26 seconds. Everything Arbonne uses is vegan certified, meaning that we can never test on animals or use any form of a human or animal product or byproduct, like lanolin or beeswax. Every product we have is pH correct, meaning that you can mix and match from different lines. Our products are all formulated without any petroleum or mineral oil ingredients. Mineral oil would be like baby oil, and it's the same thing that your car engine runs on. We are not able to use any parabens or formaldehyde-donating preservatives, no phthalates, and no sodium lauryl sulfate, which makes soap suds. It's a chemical that makes soap suds. No synthetic dyes or chemical fragrances, no artificial sweeteners or flavors, and all of our products are gluten-free, and on top of that, all of our nutrition is also soy, nut, dairy, which is also whey, and whey-free. We also have a 45-day money-back guarantee, and that's how I intended to buy my products. She didn't know this, but I was ordering my products, and I was just like, I can't wait to send these back to you in 45 days when they don't work. But they did. So we're going to fast forward. Like, if you use a product, like most people just end up with a graveyard somewhere of other cosmetics that never worked, or we throw them away. You can use this product for an entire month and a half. If it doesn't work, you're able to send it back and get your money back, or exchange it for a product that is for your skin type. So as you can see, Arbonne is a strong, reputable company. Wouldn't you agree? Are you familiar with network marketing? Most people will say no. It's a streamlined, effective way to sell products without the overhead. We do not pay for the wholesaler, the warehouser, the advertiser, or retail stores, and all of those people who touch it, because they're touching it, would have to mark it up 5 to 7 times so that all those people can make an income off of it. Because of that, they pay the consultant that's talking about it. So for my paycheck depends on how many people I shared this with. Arbonne is only sold through consultants and will never be sold in stores. That also allows you to buy products discounted and get items for free, and we'll talk about that at the end. So I talked to you about how Arbonne is cheaper than buying a product at Target or Walmart, and here's what you do. You take, for instance, like a face wash. We're going to take the anti-aging and the calm line. Retail price, and you can save so much more on these. You can get them 20 to 50% off, but if you buy it out of the catalog, this one is $40 and this one is $26. At retail price, using this product twice a day, making sure you've washed your hands before you're using the product, you'll use the size of a small pea. This will break down to about $6.67 a month at full price to use this face wash. This one is $26. It's less than $5. It's about $4.50 a month to use that product at full price. And we're going to go throughout, at the very end, I'll show you how you can buy them in larger packages or get the item for free. So if you were the slightest bit curious about how to make money working this as a business, please let me know after, and I can give you some information on it. I'm going to show you some before and after photos. Because our business is built on word of mouth, I want you all to flip your client care cards over, and on the back, I would like you to write the people's names that you think of when I show you these products, or show you these, the products in the pictures, or anybody that you think that would be good at doing something like this. And I have a gift for whoever has the most. So now you're going to go through the before and after pictures. So in your binder, you're going to find the tab for the before and afters, and you're going to kind of go through and explain. And I'm not going to go through every one of these just because I know that different people are going to use, like they might not be in the same order. But when you get to the anti-aging line, like it says on page 10, we're going to use the Re9 eye cream. So we're going to get to, so this is our top selling line with the Genius Pads. And this is the anti-aging line, our newest eye cream, before and afters in 8 weeks for all 4 of these. And the blue bottles are for somebody who needs, it's a little bit richer for people who have really thin skin. Then this is that kit in 4 weeks. This was in 1 week. This is in 4 weeks. And this is in 4 weeks. So I'm going to let everybody sample. So you're going to take the eye cream. I'm going to have everybody take their pointer finger, open your palm, and slap your palm as hard as you can. Now take your ring finger and slap your palm as hard as you can. And you can tell the difference in strength. Our ring fingers are very weak. So I'm going to give you, and these pumps are not metered, so I'm going to give you literally like a quarter of a pump. You're going to dab it on their ring fingers, dab both fingers together, and then just go underneath your eyes. I will have all of these products afterwards. I'll have them set up by the sink so that if somebody would like to do from a cheek down facial, you can see what the products feel like. If you're more comfortable with that, we can do that later. I will also like to let you all try the makeup primer. In this, I'm going to have you just rub on a little dot on the back of your hand, and most like you'll just put a little bit on. Feels like liquid velvet. You can rub it in, and this is to help keep your makeup perfect and lasting all day long, no matter what type of skin you have, no matter what type of environment you're in. Oh, and something I need to add about the eye cream. The reason you use an eye cream versus just a regular face lotion is that your eyes do not make moisture. They suck moisture from all around. So a concentrated eye cream has smaller molecules that your pore can absorb a lot of without getting puffy. So for somebody who has really puffy circles or puffy under eyes, if you're switching to an eye cream, 9 times out of 10, that's the problem. And then the makeup primer, when you put it over, it lets your skin breathe while you're wearing makeup throughout the day. And our foundation, which at the checkout station, I'll also have so you can sample our foundation and you can see what it feels like, or just match your color for you. But the foundations are mineral based, so about 9 out of 10 people will wear or could wear the same color because they blend off of our skin tone, not a chemical pigment that's going to turn orange after you wear it. Okay? So now I'm going to flip. So you've gone through most of the before and afters. Now we're going to get to the Re9 body lotion set. So we're going to take the Body Genius and the body lotion and give everybody just a small, tiny, tiny pump, because again, a little goes a long way. And they can rub it in their hands or on an elbow, explain these photos. And then now we're going to get into the nutrition and weight loss. So this is my personal story using our healthy living, and this just touches super briefly and is a great jump start to anybody who doesn't know where to start, but they want to get healthier and they want to be aware of what they're using. Again, like I said, all of our products, we can't use anything artificial. All of our nutrition is gluten, dairy, and soy-free. So our protein comes from pea protein, and I have some protein shakes to let you sample. And I also have our fizz sticks. So the protein shake, there's 20 grams of protein per serving. Will keep you full like a normal meal. And we have a program for people that we can put them in, and it gives you meal plans, and if that's what is helpful for you. I can meet up with you later and get more information on this as well. And then the Fizz Sticks, this, I do not know how I lived without these. These replace coffee or can be added, you know, like if somebody's needing energy. But they are packed full of B vitamins, guarana, rhodiola root, and a little bit of green tea. But they give you, they help you with alertness, they help you with clarity of thought, and every vitamin there in that Fizz Stick also helps with adrenal fatigue and pretty much helping your body bypass getting adrenal fatigue in the first place. So we're going to run through the before and after photos here. This is my personal one. I did the strict version of this, and we can talk about that at the end. But I did the strict version, and I lost 30 pounds in 2.5 months using that, and I ate all the time. I ate more than men eat, but it's finding the right foods for you and doing it within our system. You're eating healthier food, so you're not starving and you're not hungry. And the key component to this healthy living is our 7-day cleanse. The 7-day cleanse alkalinizes your body and lets toxins flush out. So then, now that you've finished, go back up because you're trying to keep your presentation pretty short. Go back up to your tab for the clothes. Okay, so now I'm going to have everybody feel their hand or their arm wherever you put the products, and how do you, or what does it feel like after one use? You'll even notice a difference tomorrow and the next few days, just because our products with the natural oils, they penetrate your skin, they don't sit on the surface. So when I do presentation, or when I do, using products free from toxins just makes sense, doesn't it? When I do events, I notice that most people fall into one of 3 categories. Number 1 is purchasing products. Number 2 is hosting an event. Number 3 is working the business. Did everything I share with you today make sense? They'll say yes. Can you see the enormous need for the products and the education that Arbonne is providing families? Yes. Did I answer most of your questions? Yes. I'm going to leave you with this question. Where will you be in 5 years if you keep doing what you are doing now? Will you reach your dreams doing it? When I was asked that question, I did not like the answer. I knew the answer was no. If you had a tragedy in your family, how many months could you live or survive off of what you have in savings? Having an extra $300 to $500 a month in your budget would make all the difference for you or your family, wouldn't it? We can sell anywhere in the US, Canada, Australia, the UK, Poland, and we're opening to Taiwan, and many, many more countries are coming. You're able to earn trips for yourself and your whole family. So I will pass out photos of my vacations. This first one is me, the first trip I earned to the Bahamas. The next one is the trip that I earned to Puerto Rico. And this is my husband, Bob. Meet Bob. And then the last one is a trip that we earned to Mexico, and because of natural disasters, we weren't able to go because they had the whole island pretty much shut down to get into where we were going. So they sent us money, and that is how we ended up buying our first home, which is extremely exciting. But I'm not going to lie, I sat down and cried. I wanted the trip. And this is the vacation that we're earning currently. So you can all pass that around. You're also able to earn Tiffany jewelry, and you get recognized every month for doing your job. The next 5 years are coming, whether you join Arbonne or not. But what if it did work? Is there any potential for you to make $21,000 a month in your current job in the next 5 years? What about half that? No. What if you only made a quarter of that amount? Would it be worth it for you if you could earn between $5,000 and $7,000 a month within the next 5 years? You'd still be driving a brand new white Mercedes, earning Tiffany jewelry, and vacations. Learning how to leverage your time so you can have more freedom is exciting, isn't it? Based on what you've seen today, does this look like something you could see yourself doing if you had the proper coaching, training, and support? Do you want to be part of my vision? Can you see yourself helping to educate people on what companies are doing to us through products and foods? So all I need to know is which of these 3 categories best describes you, whichever one it is, I'm going to have you write it on the front of your client care card underneath interest and let the host or myself know before you leave so that we can make sure to get you the proper information. Again, the first one is purchasing products, 2 is hosting an event, and 3 is looking at the business. Now's your time to shop. So I'm going to pass out my catalogs, and then I also have special sheets. So you can pass out catalog and the ASVP special sheets. And I will help with any questions. I'm going to also match your foundation, and you can meet me in the kitchen. I'm going to run over really quickly these specials and how you're able to save between 20 to 40 to 50% on whichever products you're choosing. And when you're ready, whoever needs to go first, please just bring me your catalog, your pen, your client card, and the special sheet. And I will meet you in there. So now you doing the presentation, you're going to help everybody with their orders. Back up. Make sure, go through for the people who wrote down names on their client cards, and make sure that you either have a gift, and I give away tea and fizz sticks, and maybe even a pretty little ribbon bag with your business card in it, and you can label the fizz stick and the tea bag for somebody who brought an extra guest that was not on the guest list, or somebody that had the most names on the back of their sheet. But make sure that you are not giving them the gift until they put their order in, because whatever you give them as a gift, they will not order, okay? And then when you're at your checkout station, then you have your briefcase that your sponsors helped you set up, or whoever's training you above your sponsor. You would have your favorite products, so you can match the foundations, and then just put a little strip of foundation to blend into their neck there. And then we kind of go from there. And then you just go through and you ask them the questions. There's a sheet that helps, it's called the putting orders in cheat sheet. You can pull that sheet up and it'll help you with questions for what to ask if you have not seen it in a presentation. If you need help and you are in my success line somewhere, and maybe for whatever reason you're not identifying with the person above you, or like you need more help, please reach out to me. You can reach me through my phone number. I'm on Facebook, my website, or you're more than welcome to email me as well. I hope this has helped you. Thank you all for stopping and taking the time to watch this and grow your businesses with me. I am blessed to have you on my journey, and I cannot wait to see each and every one of you at the top. Love you.